Women's basketball, shocker. NCAA women's decision tracker. Miles' surprising move. We're going to talk about it. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate your support. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19. All right, here we go. By the way, we're like 9 subscribers from 11,500. So, come on, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. You know you want to every single time. You feeling it. But yeah, so and it's funny that I just talked about this stuff in the page video about things that are possibilities. I said Olivia Miles hadn't made a decision. She said just the other day, I'm not really sure yet. Well, now she has, and that decision is to twofold, folks. It's to stay in school another year because she has another year of eligibility. But he has also entered the transfer portal as well. So as we can see, Notre Dame's Olivia Miles, projected number 2 pick in the WNBA draft this month, will forgo the draft and enter NCAA's transfer portal. Sources tell ESPN the 22-year-old top prospect makes unprecedented decision to use her one remaining year of college instead of the draft. So a few things going on here. As it says here, projected number 2 pick in the draft, and she chooses to go back to school and yet is going to leave Notre Dame. Now we know Sonia Absolute Citron is out of Notre Dame. She'll be headed into the WNBA. So that will leave Hannah Hidalgo there. And now without Olivia Miles. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens with Notre Dame. Every year is like a reset now in college. Personally, I hate it. I'm not saying the old rule was great where you could transfer once and at one point it was like you sit out a year and all of that, but this every year thing and what seems like players being able to stay in school for almost professional career in terms of the length is also absurd. So now one person said this is just random, but the reason I put this out, I was thinking Connecticut, if she's looking to win a chip, Paige leaves, she gets the keys, gets to play with Sarah Azzi, etc. That would be insane betrayal, though. Now, the reason I believe that this is suggested, which I saw else, and it kind of makes sense, is I think Connecticut was one of those schools that was looking at Olivia Miles originally, so she may be looking at schools like that, but like you said, she may be looking at a school like UConn where she can go in and get a shot at a ring that maybe she feels with the Notre Dame squad that she's not going to be able to have that happen this season. So we will see. And then we also had this, some of the ladies were talking about. By the way, there's kind of like an echo on this. That is them and that is the studio. It is not me. I'm not sure why that is, but it seems almost like that feedback. So just so you know, it's I think you can understand it fine, but these are the ladies talking about it. They seem surprised.
That she was undecided about if she would come back. She said she feels like she outgrew college a little bit, but that she wasn't sure if she. This is shocking to most.
Yeah, before you go to the next level, you want to finish your career in college on a high note. It was a rough game versus TCU, 3 for 10. So maybe she's looking to extend her opportunities at another school.
Yeah, extend opportunities, and now with NIL in place, there are opportunities to make money elsewhere, and you want to explore some of those options, and she could have a lot of options.
Exactly, and also a reminder that just because you enter the transfer portal does not, in fact, mean you cannot return back to your team. It just means that you're weighing your options. Again, a bit of shocking news, but Olivia Miles will forego the draft and will stay in college.
Not sure why they're showing highlights of USC there, but as you heard, they seem a little surprised, trying to find reasons for it. I don't agree with Shanae. Like and that goes back to what's so weird about now about how many years some of these players seem to get. Oh man, I completely blank now, but there's someone on the men's side who just got a waiver to return for his seventh freaking season. Oh, this is wild. NIL money, maybe now, if you're getting money directly from the school, and we know there's I did a video on that a while back talking about schools getting $20 million and then Title IX and where it's going to go because most were going to put it toward football, but if it's part of Title IX, but anyway, but if you're getting other stuff, right? If you're talking about third party, if you're talking about you know companies like whether it's Adidas or whatever it may be, a lot of times if you move on to the next level, that then just becomes endorsement money. So for people saying, "Oh, he's staying in school for NIL because the WNBA rookie contracts aren't that much," is not really a great argument. I don't think for players who are making good NIL money or money, money directly from the schools in college, and maybe they're probably not going pro, that might make sense. But for me, I lean toward this not being a good idea for Olivia Miles because one, I don't think she will then be nearly as high a pick in 2026 with some of the players that will be coming out. And again, there is that risk. Unless you've made so much NIL money while you're in college that you're set for life, there's a huge risk of injury. What if this had been Juju's senior year, her last year of eligibility, and she blows out her knee, tears her ACL in the tournament, and the draft is in a couple of weeks? Now, yeah, someone like Juju probably still getting drafted. Would she go number one? Would she go in the first round? Is it going to be like a game of chicken with the owners and the teams? Like who's going to take that high pick on her? Because yeah, a lot of players now come back from ACLs. We know Paige did it twice, but that's still a bad injury, and a lot of players never are truly the same, even if they come back and they're good. So that's a huge risk as well. And we've got some players, especially, we still have Johnson at LSU hasn't declared. If she doesn't come out, she'd be in the draft next year. Lauren Betts will, next year. Uh, Tania Latson next year. Juju Watkins could end up being in the 2026 draft as well and would probably end up going number one if she did end up turning pro. So this for me is a huge, huge huge gamble for Olivia Miles in what in doing this. So I don't know. I'd be guessing as to why she's decided to return. Like I said, if we look here, Johnson's still mulling that decision whether she should return to LSU or not. We've got Azzy Fudd made her decision and she is sticking around for a final college season. So she's going to be returning to UConn. Again, that would mean Sarah Strong's also there. So that could be a place where Olivia Miles goes. But then we're also talking about these people, as I just mentioned, being in the next draft with Olivia Miles, who had a fantastic year in Notre Dame. We don't know what she's going to do next year. We don't know, there's the injury risk and all that. So it's a risk. What Olivia Miles is doing for me, that it's a risk. I know a lot of people talk about the contracts, but again, if the NIL money is there, it's going to transfer to endorsements. And this is a guess, okay? But it's a guess on a little bit of knowledge, especially with where the WNBA is and how much of a change this could be compared to new CBAs with other established leagues. Is I'm going to guess WNBA players who come out now are going to get a bump with their contract for 2026 because of the CBA. I would guess, I would hope. Like to me, that's one of the things that the players should be asking for when, and that goes for anybody who's on a rookie contract should get that bump for their remaining year. So, right, that Aaliyah Boston, I think, will still be on one. Right, I think she'll be heading into her final year. Caitlin Clark will be headed into her third year. So those are players that should get one as well. But I'm going to leave it there. I mean, this obviously changes the draft this year. I'm glad I held off on my mock draft video now that I know about some of these players. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below about what Olivia Miles is doing. How you think? What do you think that's a good decision for her, and why? And also, what that makes. What do you think about the draft this year with some of these players that are not coming out? Let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, get us to 11,500. Do appreciate it. And I will talk to you later.